This is 9.2.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I hope you all is doing well. Thank you for attending this meeting today. So we have an important agenda to discuss regarding our production challenges and the steps we've taken post-COVID recovery.
Once again, good morning everyone. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce the participants of today's meeting. We have Ms. Veronica, Head of the Finance Department, and then Ms. Ivana, Head of Sales Department, and then Ms. Sakina, Head of the Manufacturing Department. Our chairperson is Jennifer, and Ms. Michelle serving as the secretary. With that, I'll hand it back to our chairperson and official of the meeting.
Thank you, Shana, for introducing me. So now I officially open today's meeting.
For today's agenda, we will focus on the challenges we are currently facing with our production capacity, especially due to the recent surge in demand after the pandemic. So far, we have not implemented any compensations. Therefore, it is very important that we discuss possible approaches and plan how we better prepare for future disruptions. But before we continue, may I confirm that all departments have received their agendas and official invitations? Let's confirm by department, starting from Ms. Veronica. Has your department received the agenda and official invitation? Okay, thank you. Moving on to Ms. Ivana. Has your department received the agenda and invitation? Received. Thank you. And last but not least, Ms. Sakina, has your department received the agenda and invitation?
Yeah, me too.
I have received it. Okay, thank you. Please note that today's meeting will only last for about 15 minutes. And additionally, please ensure you have brought your calculators, which refer to your department's reports for the past 3 months as previously requested. Thank you.
Okay, so I've received some information regarding the manufacturing department. Ms. Lisa, could you kindly clarify the matter for us?
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. So we face challenges due to the production capacity after the pandemic, and this has made it hard to meet the demand. And our goal is to find what we can do for improvement, and we better prepare if something like this happens in the future.
Okay, so let us begin our discussion. Ms. Misa, would you like to start explaining the issues we've encountered?
Okay, so certainly after the pandemic, we experienced a sharp increase in orders from global clients. However, our capacity was limited as many machines were idle for a long time, and some of our machines required urgent maintenance.
Ms. Misa, I want to ask, is the drop in manufacturing performance just the machine problems or not enough worker after the pandemic?
So the main problem is the machines. Right now, because our machines are having issues, we need extra workers. But if our machines work well, we wouldn't need extra workers. Ms. Ivana, may I ask you how did the situation impact your sales performance?
We had a hard time delivering orders on time because of the production delays. Some of our main clients were not happy of this, and they said they might order less in the future. It was a serious problem because it could hurt our good relationship with them.
Ms. Ivana, sorry to interrupt, but before we continue, let's switch briefly to the cash flow report. We can circle back to the client relation after work and manufacturer department.
discuss?
At this point, I have no additional remarks to offer. I would now like to respectfully hand over the discussion to the head of manufacturing business.
Thank you, Ms. Ivana. Now I have a question for Ms. Veronica. Ms. Veronica, can you clarify how this affected our quarterly projections?
Yes, we saw a 12% drop in expected revenue for Q1. The delay in production was the primary cause. Since several machines were not functioning optimally, production targets were missed, which led to late delivery and consequently payment delays from key suppliers. In addition, we had to allocate emergency funds for machine repairs and overtime labor costs to catch up with the backlog. All these factors combined have affected our cash flow stability and forced us to revise our budget projection for the next quarter.
Okay, thank you. Is that clarification sufficient, Ms. Wilson?
Yes, that helps. Thank you.
Are there no further interruptions? I would like to kindly remind everyone that we have 9 minutes remaining for today's session.
Ms. Richard, I'm curious, did you explore other possible solutions during that time, such as renting machines temporarily to help speed up production? It could have been a quicker option while waiting for new equipment or repairs.
Yes, it was considered. However, we prioritized investment in machines because it's good for our long-term sustainability.
Okay, so let us move the discussion forward. So we need to focus on the solution evaluation. So I ask that each department provide input on the effectiveness of the chosen strategies.
While we saw increased costs due to overtime and investment, the long-term benefits will balance this. However, I suggest we delay further investment until Q3.
Before the pandemic, we used to run a schedule maintenance program. I want to ask, is it possible to reactivate the program because it would to ensure the machines stay in good condition in the long term?
That's a good idea. If we can reschedule regular maintenance, unexpected expenses due to sudden breakdowns can be minimized. I'll ask my team to create a budget simulation for that.
Okay, to continue the discussion on how we can support the production improvements, I'd like to hand this over to Ms. Veronica. She will explain how we might adjust or reallocate our current budget to cover the necessary investment.
We can allocate funds from the marketing surplus to support equipment investment, but we need to be cautious. The marketing surplus is not very large, and if we divert too much, it might affect upcoming campaign that already scheduled. I suggest we allocate only portion around 40% of the surplus and keep the rest as a buffer. Also, any expenditure should be tracked closely to ensure it brings measurable returns, especially since we are still recovering our cash flow stability.
Okay, I agree to reduce our request for new machine and this focus on reactivating our existing machines. However, to prepare if something like this happen in the future, I also like to propose partnering with a local vendor. I think it might help us avoid capacity issues if demand suddenly increases.
Do you think so? But we have reviewed those local vendors before, and my impression they don't meet our quality standard, and relying on them could risk our brand reputation.
Then, what if we streamline production processes or introduce automation to support production shift?
Excuse me, can you tell me more about the details of that?
Sure. I mean, by streamlining processes, we could eliminate unnecessary steps and improve efficiency. As for automation, we could introduce machines to handle repetitive tasks, which would reduce reliance on manual labor and speed up our production.
Ms. Misa, what step are you referring to as unnecessary? Can you explain?
I mean, like, for example, repetitive checks and manual tasks that could be replaced by machine. The goal is to make the process faster and more efficient by eliminating things that are unnecessary.
What? That's impossible. That's still not the right solution. Streamlining processes or introducing automation requires significant investment, and we need to avoid increasing costs at this stage. We need to focus on stabilizing first.
I completely agree with Ms. Ivana. Our financial situation doesn't support large-scale investment at this moment. While automation and process improvement might offer long-term gains, they come with substantial initial costs that we simply can't absorb right now. Our priorities should be ensuring that we stabilize production and meet immediate demand without adding additional financial strain. Once we are on firmer ground, we can consider future investment, but for now, stabilizing is the key.
I understand your concern, but if we don't address the production bottleneck soon, we may face larger challenges with fulfilling the demand. I am concerned that if we wait too long, we may fall behind on our targets.
That's a valid point, Ms. Miche, but the reality is that we need to balance the long-term goals with what's achievable right now. We can afford to take risks that might strain our resources. Maybe we could focus on improving current production shifts without major investment, perhaps by optimizing shift schedules or improving workflow with existing systems.
Exactly. We need to make the most of our current resources and stabilize our cash flow first. Once we have a clear picture of our financial health and the stability of production, we can revisit automation and process improvement in a more financially feasible way. For now, let's concentrate on small, manageable improvements that don't require heavy investment.
Okay, before we summarize, is there any questions or concern before we finalize this agreement? Okay. Sheila, can you summarize our key decisions so far?
Here's a brief summary of the decisions we have reached so far. There are 5 points. The first one, we will allocate 40% of the market surplus toward necessary investment, with all expenditures to be closely tracked. Second, we will reactivate our scheduled maintenance program and prioritize repairing all reactivated existing machines rather than purchasing new ones right now. Third, any large-scale investments in new machinery or automation will be delayed until quarter 3 once our cash flow position has stabilized. The fourth, in the meantime, each department will identify and implement manageable process optimizations such as adjusting shift schedules or streamlining workflows to boost production without significant cost. And the fifth or the last, the proposal to partner with a local vendor for overflow capacity will be revisited later after we've ensured quality standards can be met. As per notes, these steps aim to maintain stability while we meet your demand for this quality.
Okay. Thank you, Sheila. So we'll close negotiation with this.
Thank you, Ms. Lofer, and thank you all for your input today. To recap today's meeting, first, we will reallocate 40% of the marketing surplus for tracking every expense. Second, our scheduled maintenance program will be reactivated to prioritize existing machines before any new purchases. Third, major capital investments in new machinery or automation are postponed until quarter 3. Fourth, each department will pursue small-scale process improvements like shift adjustments and workflow streamlining to boost output at minimal cost. And the fifth or the last, the proposal to partner with a local vendor for overflow capacity will be considered once we fulfill the standards. line with this, all departments should monitor the implementation of these solutions and provide a progress update at our next meeting. Please email your reports in PDF format to the Secretary before 5 p.m. on May 5th, 2 days before our scheduled meeting on May 7th. If there is anything that needs correcting, please let me know. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you everyone for your contribution. Now we will meet on our next meeting. So now I officially close this meeting. Thank you.